Yes, indeed. What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it once again with another boxing video. We're going to take you back to 2003. But before I proceed, please check out my playlist right here on my YouTube channel, B Marsh Boxing. Controversial decisions, and that's what we're here to do right now. Controversial decisions. Please share, like, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we're going to take you back to 2003. Yes, indeed, 2003. Here we have a rematch. We have a rematch between Oscar De La Hoya, who at this given in time is the unified champion at 154 pounds. You know what I mean? 36 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 29 KOs, facing Shane Mosley, who he himself has probably 30-something wins. 2 losses coming into this fight. He had 2 losses came courtesy of the man Vernon Forrest, okay? Now, De La Hoya is this is actually his 4th weight class where he's a champion. He was a champion at 130, 135, 140, 47, and here he is campaigning at 154. So this is actually his 5th weight class, you know what I mean? You know, Oscar De La Hoya being a 6-time world champion in the boxing game, actually 6 different weight class champion, numerous world champion. Here he is putting up his WBC and his WBA straps against Shane Mosley. And like I said, this is the rematch. They fought the first time, and Shane Mosley beat the man De La Hoya for the WBC strap. You know what I mean? At welterweight that the man De La Hoya held after he got a controversial decision versus who? None other than Pernell Whitaker. So how does he have 2 straps here with his WBC and what you call it, and the WBA strap? The WBC he got off of Javier Castillo or Castillero. He's a guy from Spain that the man De La Hoya beat for the WBC strap. I believe that man got a vacant strap, Castillejo, you know what I mean? That's how he won himself a WBC strap. And then De La Hoya, in one of the biggest fights of his career, one of the most entertaining fights of his career, got himself a WBA strap in a unification versus, what's the guy's name? Fernando Vargas, okay? A fellow Mexican-American from California, De La Hoya being from East LA, and his rival, and the 96 gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken, Fernando Vargas from Oxnard, California. And then remember, De La Hoya, he himself is a 92 gold medal Olympian. You know what I mean? So that was a very heated fight, a fight where De La Hoya took a lot more punishment than anybody thought he would going into that fight. And at that juncture of his career, nobody had put it on the man De La Hoya, at least the first half of that fight, like Fernando Vargas did. But the man De La Hoya, got to give it up to him, man. He dug deep. He dug deep, and he pulled out a late knockout. I believe it was a 12th round TKO, stopping the man Fernando Vargas to become the unified champ, okay? So here he is right here with 2 of the 3 straps to become undisputed, WBC and WBA. The other title, the IBF strap, is held by Ronald Winky Wright, okay? Now, this was a damn good fight right here. Like I said, a rematch. And, well, of course, we're here to cover this fight and why it was a controversial decision. You know what I mean? And I'm going to give you round for round. I thought round 1, the man De La Hoya, his lead right hands, you know what I mean? And his jab was dictating the, you know, how this fight was going, you know what I mean? You see that the man Mosley catches De La Hoya with a nice left hook. But besides that, round 1 was all De La Hoya, you know what I mean? The jab was something the man Shane Mosley couldn't deal with, you know what I mean? The punch output from De La Hoya gave him round 1, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Round 2, doubling up the jab by the man De La Hoya. You check it, lead left hooks. I mean, the man Shane Mosley was really keeping his hands in his pocket. You know, he was throwing 1 punch at a time, really. Yeah, I mean, but De La Hoya's combination punching and punch output was winning him the first 2 rounds, okay? Round 3 was the first round I gave to Shane Mosley, you know what I mean? Mosley was going to the body now after getting some advice from his father. What's his name? Jack Mosley, you know what I mean? You check it. Oscar was also going to the body using the jab. But the harder shots and the more efficient shots, accurate shots, I had to give it up to the man Shane Mosley. So Shane Mosley, I gave him round 3. Round 4 was an accident. There was an accidental headbutt. Yeah, I mean, from Mosley landing his head on the man De La Hoya's right eye. You know what I mean? And the man De La Hoya was had some blood trickling out of his right eye, but you know, it didn't really affect his you know what I mean? Didn't really affect him as far as blood trickling into his eye, because it was on the side of his eye. You know what I mean? And Oscar's landing some nice short right hooks. You know what I'm saying? Very nice punches on the inside. You check it. You know, but it was a close round, you know what I mean? Going into round 4, you know what I mean? Oscar's short hooks on the inside, body shots. Shane Mosley was swinging for the fences, 1 shot at a time, and he was actually exerting a lot of energy, you know what I mean? So the round round 4, I had to give it up to the man, the golden boy, De La Hoya. Round 5 was a close round, you know what I mean? Could have gone either way. Oscar's jab was now, you know, it was declining as far as the punch output he was putting up in the first 4 rounds, you know what I mean? Shane Mosley was going to the head, into the body, you know what I mean, unleashing big shots. You know, Mosley was more of a power puncher and not really much of a jabber, you know what I mean? Good boxer, you know. He throws a jab occasionally, you know what I mean, but he was more looking for the big shots, kind of like what he did in the very first fight against the man De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, round 5 was a close round. De La Hoya was using his jab as well, throwing the right hand behind the jab, lead left hooks, but I gave round 5 to Mosley. Excuse me. Round 6, Oscar's dictating the pace with the jab, you know what I mean, and the distance. You know what I'm saying? And keeping the fight in the center of the ring. You know, Shane Mosley is actually following the man De La Hoya, but De La Hoya was boxing well off the back foot, you know, and he was actually, Mosley was looking frustrated that he couldn't keep up with the man Mosley as far as, I'm sorry, De La Hoya as far as the foot speed, you know what I mean, and he was getting frustrated by the punch output. So round 6, I gave it to Mosley. Round 7, Mosley was looking real lethargic, you know what I mean, Oscar using his jab, a lot of lateral movement, you know, but the man De La Hoya, you know, keeping the fight in the center of the ring rather than having his back against the ropes was giving aesthetically, as far as watching the fight, you know, he was looking like he's controlling the pace of this fight and keeping the man Mosley at bay with the jab. Round 8 and 9, I had to give it up to Mosley. Mosley was getting good advice from his father, Jack, and, you know, he started going to the body, you know what I'm saying, cutting off the ring, and keeping the man De La Hoya going on the back foot, but with his back against the rope at times. And, you know, wasn't really letting his hands go. You know what I mean? Because the man Shane Mosley is applying vicious pressure. You check it, and, you know, that's what the man had to do. That's what he had to do, because, you know, he was down as far as my card. And watching this fight, he was down some rounds. And, you know, going into the championship rounds, he would need a knockout. If not, win all the rounds decisively. You know what I'm saying? Round 10, I gave it to Oscar. You know, he was circling, beating Shane to the punch, controlling the ring generalship with the jab. Mosley was looking for big headshots, but he was, like I said, swinging for the fences. And that wasn't quite in his favor, because the man De La Hoya was putting his punches together, even landing nice counter punches. You know, after the man Shane Mosley misses with a big shot. You check it. Round 11, they went toe-to-toe. This was a close round right here. Very close round, but which I gave to the man De La Hoya, you know what I mean? You know, it was actually, it looked like, round 11 looked like a little something similar to the first fight, round 12, when these guys went toe-to-toe, just throwing bombs, big bombs. That's what round 11 looked like, you know. Mosley was going to the body, unleashing big shots. I mean, he might have even been throwing the hardest shots. But the man, De La Hoya, was putting his punches together, you know what I mean? And it was a close round that could have gone either way. But Shane Mosley did stun the man with a lead left hook. You know, the man Shane Mosley, like I said, he likes to throw lead left hooks and like to lead with jabs rather than, hooks rather than the jab. But I thought that the man, De La Hoya, did enough just to win that round. But like I said, it could have gone either way. And these are what happens, you know, with these close fights, you know what I mean? Swing rounds where one round could basically, you know, win the fight for somebody as far as on the scorecard, you know what I mean? But round 12, Shane Mosley lands a big lead right hand, you know what I'm saying? Got the man Oscar De La Hoya clinching in round 12, you know, and Mosley was the aggressor, you know, just like he was the aggressor in round 11, you know, but I thought De La Hoya landed more punches. Even if the man Mosley landed the harder punches, Mosley was definitely the aggressor, you know what I mean? Oscar had a nice left-right combination. That was a thing of beauty in round 12. And Mosley had a nice uppercut, you know, but the man De La Hoya was boxing off the back foot after trading punches in the first minute of the fight, you know, but trading punches, you know, at close range, you know what I'm saying? But the man Shane Mosley, you know, I thought just being the aggressor and, you know, really trying to put in, you know, if maybe De La Hoya stood in the pocket in the circle like he had been doing most of the fight, you know what I mean, and, you know, using his lateral movement effectively in round 12, I probably would have gave it to him, but I had to give it up to Shane Mosley winning round 12. I mean, so this was a very close fight. Could have gone either way. You know, I remember when this fight happened back in the day, there, you know, there was a lot of controversy about Shane Mosley. This fight was much wider than people anticipated. And, you know, really and truly, De La Hoya should have won this fight 8-4, some even 9-3. But, you know, it was a close fight. Although the man De La Hoya did land more punches, especially with the jab. And even power punches, I believe, you know what I mean? The man De La Hoya, though, I thought he did enough to win this fight, you know what I mean? That's how I had it on my scorecard. I had this fight 7-5, you know? Now, if you had this fight going into the fight, the first 3 rounds, some may have had it for De La Hoya, 3-0. And if you did, maybe at the end of the fight, you would have had this fight a draw, you know what I mean? You know, but I had round 3, I gave it to the man Mosley. Like I said, that was a close round right there, round 3. You know what I mean? And so was round 11. You check it. So there was some close rounds in this fight, and even round 5, which I gave to Mosley, was a close round. But ultimately, I thought De La Hoya won this fight 7-5. You know what I mean? 115, 113. And I thought he should have retained his title, albeit I was rooting for the man Mosley like I did in the first fight, and I was happy. You know, Shane Mosley in the year 2000 was like the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, you know. And Vernon Forrest disrupted his reign at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. But, you know, the man Shane Mosley, this W he got, I didn't think he deserved this win, you know. If the fight was a draw, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I had this fight 7-5. I didn't see the man Mosley winning this fight. So, like I said, 7-5. I had Mosley winning rounds 3, 5, 8, 9, and 12. Those are the 5 rounds I gave to him, you know what I mean? You know, everything else as far as rounds 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, and 11, I gave it up to the man, the golden boy, De La Hoya. So De La Hoya, you know, really and truly, at that stage of their career, I would have really loved to see Oscar De La Hoya. He had a great career. Can't take nothing away from him. So did Shane Mosley. Both guys are well-deserved Hall of Famers, although I think that the man De La Hoya had a better career as far as winning world championships and being a 6 different weight class champion, you know. But he fought a plethora of people, but I didn't get to see him fight Winky Wright. you know. And I seen Shane Mosley fight with Winky Wright. The second fight was much closer than the first fight, but I thought Winky Wright handled himself perfectly well to become undisputed at junior middleweight, super welterweight, that is. You know, and the man, we never got to see a Dela Hoya versus Winky Wright fight, and maybe that's a fight I could do in the future for fights we never got to see. A fight that was right there on the table and could have happened, you know, in at least 2004 them times, you know what I mean, maybe even 2003. But that's it for me, B-Marsh Boxing, Controversial Decisions. Let me know how you guys saw this fight. 7 rounds to 5 on my card for the Golden Boy. And unfortunately for him, he ain't get the nod. And let me talk about De La Hoya before I sign off. You know, this guy's been in a whole lot of controversial decisions. Whole lot of controversial decisions going back to the Felix Trinidad fight, which I thought he won. And like I told y'all, man, I was rooting for the man, Felix Trinidad, but I thought De La Hoya won that fight. Of course, the Pernell Whitaker fight, took the WBC strap off of what's his name? Pernell Whitaker, but Sweepy won that fight. I don't care what nobody say. Sweepy won that fight. He even dropped De La Hoya in that fight. Another controversial decision was the Felix Sturm fight, the guy from Germany. I believe that was at middleweight. Yeah, I mean, between De La Hoya. Now, the Floyd Mayweather and De La Hoya fight, a lot of people try to make it look like it was a controversial decision. Nah, I had that fight 8 rounds to 4. Yeah, I mean, clearly. De La Hoya did well the first 4 rounds, but everything after that was Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean? De La Hoya didn't stick with the jab, and which was giving him a whole lot of success in the first half of the fight. So De La Hoya has been in a lot of controversial decisions. Even the first fight versus Mosley is a controversial one. Could have gone either way, but I had Mosley winning that fight because of the 12th round. You know what I mean? The 12th round was where I thought he edged that fight. The Ike Quartey fight, can't forget about that one. So De La Hoya's had a plethora, whole lot of controversial decisions. But at least he gave us some great fights. God give it up to him and Shane Mosley. B-Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Check out my playlist right here on YouTube, Controversial Decisions. And also, please share, like, and subscribe, and leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know how you guys saw this fight and how you guys scored it, all right? B-Marsh Boxing, I'm out of here. Gone. Peace.